Hello, Namaskar. I am Tasneem Saifi and you're watching channel Tasneem's Vidyan Shastra. As you know, we have started with composition of matter in general science class 8. So let's have a journey. Now we have completed our topic towards the different states of matter. Today we are going to see page number 41, different types of matter. As we know, the matter is classified in three different types: elements, compounds and mixture. So as the elements, compounds and mixture, we have studied few more things. Let's begin with the element, compound and mixture. Now the matter which occupies space, or you can say which is having definite shape, some liquid which doesn't have definite shape, or the gases, these all different states of matter. According to that, how the different things are in our nature found, that we are going to study with the help of this video. Now today we are starting with the elements. Elements, you know, during the formation of universe some 14 billion years ago, that is Big Bang, only lightest element were formed, that is hydrogen and helium, with some traces of lithium and beryllium. Elements are formed deep within the cores of certain types of stars also. Heavy elements can be formed from the light one by nuclear fusion reaction. So star like sun, planets, earth containing elements other than hydrogen and helium, due to massive explosion of stars and supernovas, and they scattered the atoms of heavy elements throughout the galaxy. So hydrogen, during the hot Big Bang, 70% of universe remains hydrogen and 28% of helium. So this is what the history begins of the elements, and one by one the elements started inventing. The most common 1% heavy element, that is, you will see oxygen. Now oxygen, children, you know that oxygen whatever we are getting, it arises from the fusion in massive pre-supernovas stars. So in this way only, one by one the elements are known to us. Carbon, the first heavy element created by stars. Carbon originates within red giant. Similarly, you will see the neon, nitrogen, many elements we got in such a way only. Neon produced between carbon and oxygen. Pre-supernova element it is said. Nitrogen arise from sun in fusion cycle, and today 78% of nitrogen is there in our air. So you know that, children, this element, it is a pure substance which cannot be broken down by chemical means. An element is a type of matter composed of only one kind of substance. Until today, near about 118 elements have been identified. 94 are naturally on the earth and 24 are synthetic elements man-made in laboratory due to the nuclear reaction, artificial elements. You will see these all elements are also known as radioactive element. So in this way, today in our surrounding we are having near about 118 elements. So depending on atomic number, the elements are defined and name, and the position is given to the element. So the official name, if you will see, are decided by IUPAC, International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. So chemical symbol is based on Latin or Greek or the traditional words. So simple thing, how the scientists, the different scientists or the different countries, they are giving the name according to their tradition. So for example, there are some elements who is having the double or triple name because some are using traditional country wise name, some are using Latin, some are using Greek word. So that's why depending on the name, the nature, the discovery, invention, the names are given and according to the atomic number. So here you will see some examples like sodium. Sodium has chemical symbol Na after the Latin word natrium. So the same applies to Fe. Fe, that is the ferrum. Today we know that iron. Hg for mercury, Sn stannum for tin, Au for gold, Ag for silver, Pb. In this way there are various different elements are there, and these elements are having the name according to the different criteria. So this naming was done also with the help of symbols. So depending on the atomic number and the symbol, the physical chemical properties and the nature, different scientists they worked upon it and then they started with the symbol. So we know that gold, arum, Au, such a way here the first element, that is the hydrogen. As you know, during the hot big bang, hydrogen and helium we got. So hydrogen, only one single proton is there, so it is at the first position. Hydrogen, Greek elements hydro, and it is a gen, that is water forming element. Then second, helium. Helium, there are two protons and two electrons, so that's why it is at the second position. So its name, now hydrogen H, helium H. So it is not possible that we can take the first letter because the element, the symbol is given according to the letters. So hydrogen H already is there. So helium, so first two letters will be considered. So H for hydrogen and He for helium. Suppose if there are more elements related to the same letter, then Greek or Latin word is used. Now here lithium, which is having 3 proton. So atomic number is 3. So it is at third position. In this way, one by one, the different elements are classified according to the properties, the names, the different, you can say its nature and different experiments, and these all things we came to know with the help of chain of scientists. I told you before only. As you know, the John Dalton, he also devised his own simple symbols based on the circle. But how this element came to us today, let's have a small look. In 1661, Robert Boyle proposed theory of matter, and Aristotle view 4 elements that we know, that is water, air, fire and soil or earth, because of today universe is there. So after that, Anthony Lavoisier in 1789 wrote Elements of History, and till then 33 elements are invented. During 1818, Johannes Jacob Berzelius determined 49 elements. In this way, after era and era, the different scientists worked on the different substance in the nature on the earth, and then it is determined as an element according to the properties. So in 1869, Dmitry Mendeleev had 66 elements and he arranged in one particular table according to the properties. During 20th century, an element was defined as a pure substance that cannot decompose into any simpler substance. This we have seen in the last video. So in 1914, then till then 72 elements were known and all are naturally occurring elements. So the 101th element was discovered in 1955 and in the honor of D.I. Mendeleev, because he introduced the periodic table. He introduced according to the different properties, how the naming and the position for the elements. So on his honor, the Mendeleevium name is given to 101th element. So in this way, all the atoms, molecules of an element are alike and they joined each other by the chemical bond. So here you will see how the element nitrogen, the two atoms of nitrogen, they join together and become N2, that is diatomic. So nitrogen, oxygen, there is a bonding between oxygen atom and oxygen atom. The nitrogen, how they are attached to each other and how the bonds are there, double bond. Nitrogen you will see triple bond. In this way, all the atoms and the molecules of an elements are alike and joined. So this is how the simple elements are there. According to the textbook, there is one simple try this experiment is given. And in this try this, they have given some objects like iron nails, sheets, copper wire, aluminium wire, piece of coal. Rub each object on the fresh surface of sandpaper and observe what we get. Hammer each object with the force. We have to first rub it with the sandpaper and then we have to hammer it with full force and then we have to observe what exactly happens. And here the table is given. In this table, iron nail, copper wire, aluminium wire, coal piece, what happens? Its shiny surface or the different activities. So here it is said, is the surface shining? We have to write yes or no. So yes, iron nail will shine, copper will shine, aluminium wire will shine, but coal piece will not shine. So no. And does the shape flatten or break? So we know that the activity, that is the malleability. Malleability means any metal, when we hammer it, it converts into the sheet. So iron nail, it will flatten. Copper wire, it will flatten. Aluminium wire, it will flatten. But coal piece, it will break into the pieces. So this is how the different substances are having the different observation, and depending on this, one more table is there. Whatever the objects in the above activity made up of elements iron, copper, aluminium and carbon, we have to fill the table. So you have noticed that different physical properties like luster, malleability, brittleness are there. So according to this, the elements are classified, and these elements are classified into the different types. So there are different types of element. Now these types of elements are classified according to the above properties. What it is? So these properties, physical as well as chemical properties, make the elements clear. So the types of elements are there. You know that there are the most important three types are there, and these three types of elements, depending on the experiment, we are going to see. So here we will see the three types. That is the first, metals, as they are shiny in nature. Just now we have seen, if we rub with the paper, sandpaper, it shines, that is lustrous quality is there. They conduct electricity, heat, so good conductor of heat and electricity. They lose electrons, means they are giving the electrons. They become cations by giving the electrons, as we have seen in the last lesson, the positive and the negative, how they have become the ions. So they're solid at room temperature, and there are various different physical properties are also there which specifies the metal. The metals and non-metals, it will come in the next video in the detail. Here you are just having a overview. Now the non-metals. Non-metals exactly opposite to the metals. There are some exceptional cases, but still here non-metals, they are dull. They don't have that much luster. They are not good conductor. They are bad conductor of heat and electricity. They are brittle. They easily break down into the pieces. They gain electrons, that's why they become anion. Because if you remember, the element which is taking the electron, they becomes the anion, and most of them are gases at room temperature. So these qualities specifies the metal, non-metal, and third is the metalloids. The metalloids shows some properties of metals as well as non-metals. So detailed study, it will come in the next videos. So these, depending on the qualities, depending on the properties, the metals, non-metals and metalloids are properly placed in one particular tabular form, and this table is called periodic table. So here you will see the types of elements. The red color are metals, the blue color non-metals, and the yellow color, exactly zigzag line you will see, they all are metalloids. In this way, the different types of elements are classified and arranged in a proper order. So, according to this, we came to know about the elements. So, let's have and look toward the next part, that is compounds. Now, compound. What is compound? So, compound is the substance produced by chemical reaction of two or more elements combined in a fixed proportion. दो से ज़्यादा elements combine हो जाते हैं, mix हो जाते हैं chemical reaction के दौरान, और इनका proportion fix होता है. There is no any random, there is a fixed proportion. So this is what compound forms. Compounds, they can be separated into simpler substance by chemical reaction. With the help of chemical reaction, compounds can be decomposed and separated into the simple. For example, if you are taking hydrogen and oxygen, so water, so two molecules of hydrogen and one molecule of oxygen makes the compound water. So with the help of electrolysis process, the water from that hydrogen and oxygen are separated. So in this way they can separate it into the simpler substance like oxygen and hydrogen. So water, even the carbon dioxide or the various different compounds are present in our surrounding. It consists of molecules that contain multiple atoms of a single element. So you will see the compounds made up of two or more elements, and these elements here which makes water is oxygen, hydrogen. There are many elements, carbon, nitrogen. So when carbon and oxygen combines, we get carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide. So there are various different types of elements present in our surrounding, and this is what the complex structure of compound. There are different types of compounds also there. So this is the complex structure of compound. And you know, these compounds are of having various example. So here you will see when nitrogen and oxygen they combine together, we are getting nitrogen oxide. So nitrogen is one element, oxygen is another element. So one atom of nitrogen, one atom of oxygen makes one molecule of nitrogen oxide. Now here two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen makes H2O, water. Now one atom of nitrogen, two atoms of oxygen, NO2, nitrogen dioxide. So this is the single molecules. So this particular NO2 is the single molecule. Now here one atom of carbon, two atoms of oxygen makes one molecule of carbon dioxide. In this way, the different atoms combine together. Not only two, more than two can also be combined to form the molecules and the different compounds. So these chemical formulas are there because to write the name, such a big name. So chemical formulas specifies which elements and the number of atom and molecules are there, which makes the equation. So compounds are presented by their chemical formula. So chemical formula is the symbolic representation of the proportion of atoms. Here you will see how the symbol of hydrogen H, symbol of oxygen O. How many atoms of hydrogen? 2. How many atoms of oxygen? 1. So in this way H2O, one molecule of water. This is the molecular formula of water. Ammonia, so one atom of nitrogen, 3 atom of hydrogen. They combine together and forms one molecule of NH3. ammonia. Similarly, carbon dioxide or hydrogen peroxide. The two atoms of hydrogen, two atoms of oxygen makes one molecule of H2O2. So this is what the different you will see examples and the molecular formula. So here also few list is there. Some compounds are there and their molecular formulas. Alcohol C2H6O, then acetic acid C2H4O2, sulfuric acid H2SO4, ammonia NH3, methane CH4, nitrous oxide N2O. Means two atoms of nitrogen, one atom of oxygen makes one molecule of nitrous oxide. In the similar way, salt, sodium chloride, one atom of sodium, one atom of chlorine makes sodium chloride. But you know one thing, that when these particular elements combine to form the compound, it do not retain their original properties. Means what, कि एक सोडियम क्लोराइड एग्जाम्पल ले लेते हैं. सोडियम और क्लोरीन दोनों सेपरेट एलिमेंट्स बहुत डेंजरस और पॉइजनस होते हैं, लेकिन जब ये दोनों कंबाइन होते हैं केमिकल रिएक्शन से, दे डू नॉट रिटेन देयर ओरिजिनल प्रॉपर्टीज. इट कंसिस्ट ऑफ द न्यू प्रॉपर्टीज. सम इंडिविजुअल प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ एलिमेंट्स आर लॉस्ट. तो जो पॉइजनस मटेरियल प्रॉपर्टी थी वो लॉस हो जाती है और ये बन जाता है NaCl, कॉमन सॉल्ट, जो कि हम रोज़ खाते हैं. तो इस तरह से चेंजेस होते हैं आफ्टर केमिकल रिएक्शन, और जो एलिमेंट ओरिजिनल होते हैं वो सारी प्रॉपर्टीज़ चेंज हो जाती है. सो दिस इज़ व्हाट द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट्स रिलेटेड टू द elements and compounds. Now these compounds are further classified into two main groups, that is organic compound and inorganic compound. So for organic and inorganic compound, on page number 42, one small you will see the try this experiment is given, that we have to take the evaporating dish, tripod stand and burner, and we have to take either camphor, washing soda, blue vitriol, sugar, glucose, urea. This all material, from that any one substance you take, and for example take the camphor in the evaporating dish. Heat the camphor in the dish strongly with the help of burner. Now find out the remains behind the evaporating dish, कि क्या रह जाता है ये जलने के बाद. एंड रिपीट. ये सारी प्रोसीजर हर अलग अलग सब्सटेंस के लिए आप यूज़ कर सकते हो. इधर शुगर, इधर ब्लू विट्रॉल, इधर सोडा, इधर यूरिया, ग्लूकोज, एनीथिंग. वी हैव टेकन camphor. Now you have to record the observation in the given table. What exactly happens? So in the given table you will see the powder in the evaporating dish, that is camphor we have taken. So whether there was a residue means at the end is there any powdery material or thick substance, solid substance we are getting, और नो रेसिडिव इज फॉर्मिंग. या तो वो पूरी तरह से इवॉपरेट हो जाता है या कुछ मटेरियल रह जाता है, सॉलिड सब्सटेंस, दैट इज रेसिडिव. एंड व्हाट हैपन्स टू दैट? कलर चेंजेस ऑफ दैट सब्सटेंस, that we have to see. So camphor no residue remains. Limestone, yes, residue remains. Washing soda, residue remains. Camphor पूरी तरह से एयर में मिक्स हो जाता है. So in this way color, no change in the color of the camphor. Limestone, colorless, white color. Washing soda, colorless, white color. In this way the different substances we are using to check the proper what exactly happens during the chemical reaction. So the different types of compounds like organic and inorganic compounds, or it is also molecular or ionic compound called. In molecular compound, atoms bind with each other through covalent bond, and in ionic compound atom binds with ionic bond. So there are two types of compounds. So here we are having organic compounds. So these organic compounds, they contain carbon, especially in the substance that contains carbon and hydrogen bonds. So today near about 10 millions of organic compounds are known today. You know that? And whatever the experiment we have done, whatever the residue remain, that such compounds are when strongly heated, when it combines with oxygen to form some gaseous substance. So in the combustion, complete is not there, means it is combustion is not complete and black color carbon remain behind. So these specifies that the given substance is organic compound. It is known as the organic compound. Here you will see what is exactly the organic compound. So it contains specially carbon and can be very complex, more organic compounds than inorganic in our surrounding, and common in living organism. Most of them are common. So here you will see some of the organic compounds, their formulas and the name: methane, acetic acid, ethanol, chloromethane, glucose, caffeine. These are some of the substance and how they are bonded. There is a carbon hydrogen bonding in the organic compound. So in this way the carbon atom and hydrogen atoms are bond together to form the hydrocarbons. So this is what the different hydrocarbons are there, or even the organic compounds in that the proteinous substance, the carbohydrates are there, the lipids are there, the nucleic acids in that, the DNA is there. So this is how the different substances are there. I hope you got the clear things regarding the compounds. Now let's have inorganic compound. Now inorganic compound, it is typically a chemical compound, their lack of carbon. In this specially there is a lack of carbon and also lack of carbon hydrogen bonds. So the lack of hydrogen and carbon atoms, with some exceptional cases. There are few more substance which is having the simple substance that contains the carbon. They are inorganic also. For example, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, carbonates. So in so few exceptional cases it is present, but actually most of the material where the inorganic compounds are there, where less you will see it is inorganic compounds in our surrounding and it is having less complicated molecules. So these are some inorganic substances. Their name and formula: sodium chloride, NaCl, vanadium pentachloride, carbon dioxide, hydrochloric acid, sulfurous acid, calcium phosphates, and such type of different chemicals are there which are inorganic in our surrounding, and they are having the colorful texture, and you will see colorful compounds, and the different textures are there of this different inorganic compounds. So this is what the simple overview with the help of a tiny particle atom, how this atom combine together and form the molecules. When the same or different molecules combine together and forms the different compounds, and the with the definite proportion, and one more, that is the mixture. The different substances without any definite proportion, they mix together and forms the substance, that is mixture. So that we are going to see in our next video about the mixture. I hope you got the clear idea regarding the elements and the compounds. So study well and always keep textbook with you while studying. I hope you got the clear idea regarding it. Till then, just go through my channel and watch all the videos. Thank you. Jai Hind.